So this was random. A set of 12 Phoenix watercolor half pans. Phoenix? Who's heard of Phoenix? According to them and their listing on Amazon, these are professional-grade watercolor paints. I had my doubts because, experience. But hey, I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to swatch some colors. So if that's your thing too, then stick around for some good old-school paint porn. If you're considering purchasing this palette, however, I recommend that you watch the Frugal Crafter's thorough review, linked in the description, where she brought up some interesting points about the brand, the quality, and even the color selection. As for unwrapping action, you get to see the first and the last. But I've included a sampling of awkward magnifier-assisted reading of teeny tiny label print as well. Unfortunately, there wasn't much useful info there, beyond color name and pigment code. Also unfortunate, nothing printed on the pans. No biggie, I have a permanent pen after all. This was the process for each of those 12 pans. Yeah, you can probably understand why I cut most of this footage. Although I'm quite happy with my Princeton brushes, I chose to use one of producer Mike's new brushes, the Da Vinci Casaneo size 10 flat. It was one of the items in the previous What's in the Box video. I've included this next part because it can be tricky for those unfamiliar with this style of palette. Before removing the pans, push the tabs outward, and before inserting them, push the tabs inward. This will ensure snugness, because we don't want the goods falling out willy-nilly. The same general philosophy applies to undergarments. Insert short end first, then press until it clicks under the tab. I would have included the original audio for this part so you could hear that click sound, but I had a Sims 4 video playing in the background, and while Lil Simsy may look and sound harmless, I get the impression the gamer community is like the biker gang of YouTube world. Am I wrong? As I was fiddling with these pans, they seemed looser than I was used to, but I didn't think that much about it until I remembered what the frugal crafter said about them. So I compared them to my Cotman pans, and sure enough, they are identical. That means they are just a smidge smaller than regular half pans. It's not a big deal. I'm just happy that I can fit an extra pan in each row, plus another 6 between the rows, allowing for a total of 20 pans. It's true. I tested it out just now with regular half pans. And because I know someone's thinking, pictures or it didn't happen, well, here you go. The colors included are lemon yellow hue, cadmium yellow hue, cadmium red hue, scarlet lake, permanent rose, dioxazine violet, cerulean blue hue, ultramarine, emerald, hooker's green dark, yellow ochre, and burnt umber. It's a good-looking swatch card, but I've since done a painting with this set, and in my opinion, these are not professional-grade watercolors. And I think the fact that they've been labeled as such is misleading. That might sound harsh, but I don't like the idea of anyone seeing this item online and thinking, wow, professional watercolors for only $16? I can't pass that up, because I consider it a classic case of it's too good to be true. That said, if you're simply looking for a decent student or beginner set of 12 colors at a budget price, I think this is a good deal, especially if you're a fan of this type of metal palette, because you can get these empty at around $12 on Amazon, right? And that includes a dozen empty half pans. So to get it full for just a few dollars more is not a bad thing. I'm happy to give this Phoenix watercolor set a try. The video of the painting I made right after this swatching should be up in the next few days. Until then, keep your goods packed tight and stay artsy, my friends.